Welcome to another Fountain Pen Day review. Today's review is going to be the TWSBI Mini. What'll make this one a little different is I have a Pendleton Brown custom nib that I got for this as well. So, since there's 100 reviews of this pen, I'll kind of go through this quickly. No unboxing. Everybody's seen, well, pretty much everyone's seen the TWSBI box. If you want to see it, you can go online. There's plenty of reviews that will show it. It's a small pen. You can see this one is the one of the demonstrator ones. You can get them with the black body. There's a couple of different combinations to it. The clip, I'll start with. Just lock this in. Okay, standard clip. But what makes this one nice is besides being stiff, it's not too stiff. But the way that it's lipped up here, it's easy to clip onto your shirt pocket. I've used this one at work a few times. Not too often because I'm afraid I'm going to drop it and crack it. But it does work well, holds secure. It does have a nice logo on top, which is nice. The black on this is a fingerprint magnet if you haven't noticed already. But as well, the piston knob here is also done in the same plastic. So it gives it a nice, very nice overall look about it. Facets. Let me try and get close. You can see in the demonstrator part, it's very nice, very clear. It really shows if you put a bright ink in it, and I'm going to put a bright ink in it, you'll see it really shows through nice, sloshes around in there. One other thing I'll show you quick with the cap, you can see inside it's got an inner cap so that when you put your pen in, it will keep it from drying out, which is nice. It's good. I got this with a broad nib, standard broad nib. When I got it, though, I knew I was going to want to change this nib out, as I had seen Pendleton Brown had done a few customizations, and I was very interested in it. Since I had gotten this on release day, he said that I could send him the nib, and he would be glad to do one right away for me. I was impatient, and I actually asked him, I said, well, would a 540 nib fit into this? And he said yes. So what I did is I just bought a 540 custom nib from him outright. And what an easy swap it is. I'll show you in a moment. I'm going to ink this up, write with it, and let you see the difference between the standard broad nib and what he actually came up with. And I'll give you the name now. It's a mouthful. The nib that I got from him is called the Pendleton Point Bad Boy with angel wings, hot tip, semi-flex, Italian elegant, butterline, stub, and I have the frosted version. And I'll give you a quick peek right now before we put it in. But this is how it comes. It comes just like a regular TWSBI nib comes, and it is something to look at. I'll have to reset the camera with this light that I have on it off so that you can get a better look at it. You can see the cut in there for the semi-italic. This is some nib. Okay, so what I want to do quick is I'll put the cap on. Obviously this pen, unless you have tiny hands, you're going to write with it capped so that it actually sits right. It's got a good feel to it, very nice, very comfortable pen. Uncapped, obviously. I have large hands, but I mean, unless you have child-sized hands, it's going to be too small and really, I mean, it just gets caught up on me. But once you add the cap, which you have to kind of figure out where you're going to start this cap to turn so that it will line up. Some people, it doesn't bother me if it's lined up underneath. That drives me insane. But I'll just throw out a couple to give you a size comparison. VAC 700, 580, and the micarta. Put the micarta on the other side. So you can see, I mean, those are full-size pens with the which all of these I use uncapped, and when they're uncapped, you can see the Mini is actually larger than the 580, and larger than the VAC 700. And certainly larger than the micarta. The grip section, though, is narrower than the micarta. It's closer to a 580, but you can see, there's certainly a difference in diameter. But this is a pen that's made to be more portable, a smaller size, and on the go kind of. Just stick it in your pocket and take off. All right. Did I switch the caps? I switched the caps. Okay. So let's just get this going. I'm going to use something that's bright. We'll use one of the newer ones, Ackerman Chinatown Red that I got. This is a standard. I haven't taken this cap off in a while. Standard piston fill. For those who don't know, you piston down. You're going to fill it. I'll give you a quick. I'm not going to do this, but the tool that you get, if you wanted to remove the piston itself, with the piston down, you simply take the wrench that TWSBI gives you, slide it in, and you go clockwise with it. You go this way with it, and you can just crank that right back out. But I'm not going to do that today. This is about the writing. So, remember, get the section all the way in, and you get a fill. We got more than enough. As I always say, make sure you cap your ink. And it looks great. I mean, having that, whatever color you put in there, slosh around. I should have wiped the nib, shouldn't I? And then I got ink on me from the section. And you can see, besides it being on me, it just sloshes around in there. Really cool. It's a neat pen. Nice design, well put together. And I'm going to use this notebook today, Clairefontaine, the Trophy Triumphy. I can't pronounce it correctly. Sorry, but everyone should be used to that by now. And I'm going to bring it down closer so you can see what's going on. Alright, this is going to be a quick shot with the standard TWSBI broad nib. Look what I did. I must say, that's never happened before. I'm also trying to hold this. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Just wanted to lock the focus. Okay. So again, this is the mini, and there's really no give to this broad nib. It's just a standard broad, but there's not supposed to be. This isn't a flex nib. It's not touted as being one. I mean, you can get a little if you really push, but that's really not what it's for. I just wanted to make sure that you get a quick writing sample. And then when I put the Pendleton on, you'll be able to see some of the differences. Alright, we're going to do that. And it's not too wet, but it's just wet enough that you have really good flow. Never have skipping issues with this. The standard nib really is an excellent nib. I forgot which one this is. If they switched from JWOW to Bach or Bach to JWOW, I forgot. But this particular nib has, I think it's the frosted B on it. Yeah, it's the frosted B. Whichever one that is, I can't exactly recall. Okay, so just get this stabilized, and I'm going to show you how great this is. When you buy the nib from him as one piece, this is how quickly you can change the nib. You simply take it off of here. Don't let it roll away. On the pen itself, it unscrews. And without getting myself too inked up, you can push and it pops out. And here, what you have here. This is obviously the 540 collar, which we wouldn't use here. Get rid of that. And this simply slides in. Push. You're good to go. And it's going to be a little dry because obviously it's a different feed. But there it is. Okay. Shake it down and see if I can look at that, it inked up right away. So now this will be our Pendleton Brown nib. The cap's a little misaligned, which drives me crazy, so now we're good. So now you can see much thinner line. And I'm sure you can also hear some of the difference in this. Okay. That was me. Now that's some serious line variation without a doubt. And this is more natural. I'm really not giving it any pressure. It's just the way it goes. Thin, thick, wet, really nice. And you can see it's definitely set wetter than a standard nib. Giving it broad strokes to color in. Really nice. And this is without using, I'm trying not to use any pressure at all. Some pressure, more pressure. And as you can see, there's certainly no skipping whatsoever. Really nice. So again, I just wanted to give a video that kind of highlighted this very unique nib. And again, you know, what was nice is that it's not a it's not the mini. This is the 540 nib, and customized by Pendleton. It fit right on like a dream. It's certainly larger. I didn't show that, did I? Standard mini nib, and this is the custom 540 nib. As far as I know, he does do them to the mini, but again, I only did this because I didn't want to wait. I was too anxious, so you can see that there is a nib size difference. The feed, though the feed looks to be, well, maybe the feed is a tiny bit bigger. Or maybe the feed is exactly the same. I think it is the same. But again, this video is just to highlight Pendleton Brown's beautiful work. He's certainly a master of his craft. This is astonishing. I think it retailed out, the whole nib was, I think, $70, if I remember correctly, $70 to $80. But you can send your nib to him, and he will custom grind it any way that you want it. So, anyways, I just want to thank everybody for watching, and remember that it is this November 1st. It's going to be Fountain Pen Day this year. We hope that everyone remembers and celebrates with us. So I'm going to thank you for watching. I wish everyone a great evening, and I hope this was informative to you. Oops. And that my spelling continues to stay on the same pace. Very nice. Okay, on that note, have a great night.